Today I want to talk about Tristan Leigh, who has announced his final five, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. So it's college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, Tristan Leigh has announced his final five. They include Oklahoma, Ohio State, Clemson, LSU, and Alabama. And he spoke with 247 Sports analyst Brian Doan about each one of them. And I'm going to take it to the desktop so that we can talk about his quotes and what they mean. So let us. All right. So we're going to start at the top here. Alabama, first on the list for the number 3 offensive tackle and number 11 overall recruit in the 247 Sports composite, right? And his quote about Alabama: with Alabama, my big thing is the development. 10 of their last 12 offensive tackles have been first-round picks. You can't ignore that stat. First of all, offensive line coach Kyle Flood is an NFL guy, and they all have many connections to the NFL. Also, Coach Saban, I like him. He's very businesslike, and I like that. They have really good academic support. I talked to the academic advisor for an hour and a half. That's my thing with them. Next on the list is Clemson. What was big for me is the character and culture of Clemson, because they won't offer you just off of film. They offer you based on your character, as well as you are going to go to a place where you know the guys and are going to be good people and have similar interests to you and just want to win. That is something you can't say for a lot of schools. That and just the stage they are on. They've been very successful in the past, and Coach Sweeney is a winning coach, definitely. With LSU, my relationships with offensive line coach James Craig and Coach O, that'd be Ed Orgeron, is very strong. When I went there, the game atmosphere was insane, and the campus, I really liked it. The whole offensive line pretty much got drafted, and they are on the way up. Defending national champs. Coach Craig is the best in the business. He's a great technician. They really care about more than the player. I definitely feel that. They care about your family and how you are doing. Ohio State, you mentioned Coach Stud Draw, and that would be Ryan Day that he's talking about too. Me and Coach Stud watch film about 2 times a week. We go over my film, evaluate it, watch their film, evaluate it. He's very good and a really good coach. He's shown how he can develop players in the past. 3 of the 5 of his offensive linemen are in the running for the Outland Trophy. That is unheard of. So that and the academics. They have the best academics of my 5. They have a very good business school, and that is what I am thinking I'm majoring in. Also, the class, I'm really good with their class. Commit Travion Henderson. He is from my state, and I talk with him a lot. They are all just good people, and they want the same thing, a national championship. They all seem like selfless guys. Then Oklahoma. I have a very strong relationship with Coach Lincoln Riley and offensive line coach Bill Bedenbaugh. I watched film with him many times, and we've gone over the playbook and stuff like that. I caught on very fast in his coaching style, so that's very important. The main thing with Oklahoma is Coach Riley. Yeah, he's the head coach, but he's also the offensive coordinator, so he gets to choose his offensive line coach, which is always going to be Bedenbaugh. So you don't have to worry about an offensive coordinator or offensive line coach change, which is huge. That messes up a lot of guys in college, and I have a good relationship with Caleb Williams. He is the best quarterback. He does what it takes to win, and I think it would be cool to play with a guy like that. So let's step back and let's evaluate what he has evaluated. First, Tristan Leigh seems to know exactly what he wants in a football program, and he's very knowledgeable about each one of these final 5. That's a good indicator for future success, and I love a kid that is willing to study the places and willing to actually have a good conversation about each one of those places he's considering. With Riley, it seems that that's going to be the linchpin. Williams might help get him in the door, but Riley's the guy who's probably going to have to take over recruiting in a big way, because it seems that relationship is very important. And Riley has a trump card that the others don't, which he mentioned. He is the offensive coordinator. He's hiring the coaches. Bedenbaugh is part and parcel to what they do. As a matter of fact, there's a great argument to be made that Bill Bedenbaugh is more essential to Lincoln Riley than Cale Gundy, who is his outstanding recruiter and the longest tenured OU coach, I think, in history. No, the Merv's the longest tenured, but he's getting up there because Cale Gundy played quarterback at Oklahoma in the 90s, got a coaching job with Bob Stoops in like 99, 98, and hasn't left. Like, that's how important Cale Gundy is to the success of Oklahoma. LSU, I think, is, again, Ed Orgeron is going to do all the work here. James Craig's going to help, but Ed is an outstanding recruiter, and you've seen it year in and year out, going all the way back to being defensive line coach at USC. He is the reason Reggie Bush picked USC. USC wasn't even on his Final Five. Ed O got him in there. Pete Carroll helped close the door, and then you could see what Reggie Bush turned out to be for the Trojans. Thinking about Dabo Swinney, I think they're going to have to do some work here. Yes, they have had tremendous success since Swinney has become head coach at Clemson. I also look at it and go, yeah, Jeff Scott just went out the door to USF, so we're going to find out just how important he was to the wide receivers, and we're going to find out if Tony Elliott is as good at calling plays, because there was a time in there when Dabo Swinney started calling plays. So we'll see how that goes. And then there's Alabama, who you can't argue with, all right? Jedrick Wills got drafted in the first round, right? We're expecting Alex Leatherwood to get drafted in the first round, and on it goes. When you want to talk about tackles and you want to talk about tackle development, that's the place to be. It's the reason why Evan Neal chose to go there. It's the reason why J.C. Latham chose to go there. And it could give Alabama, and I need to do this segment, their best recruiting class at offensive line in history is already on the table with Brockermeyer brothers and J.C. Latham, among others. But if they get Tristan Leigh, they get the top two offensive tackles in the country, and really the top three offensive tackles in the country, which is bonkers, right? So that would be the rich getting filthy rich. That would be the rich, I don't know, buying the state of Texas. It's stupid. So I think every one of these has an opportunity. I think Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, Ohio State are there together. Ohio State's going to make a run. LSU feels really good about where they are. Alabama's Alabama, right? So I would never count them out, especially now with the tear that Nick Saban has been on. But Lincoln Riley, I think, would have to do some work to win the kiddo over. But we're all watching this recruiting. We're all going to be interested to see what he chooses to do. All right, that is it for me. Deuces.